Hello Gemini, Gemini Rising, and Gemini Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card forecast for the week starting December 12th, 2016. And a quick reminder for y'all, remember your monthly astrology horoscopes for December are up if you're interested in some of the sweeping changes that are going on. And of course, if you would like to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com. So, what is going on this week, Gemini? Well, this week is unique, to say the least, because the aspects that are primarily affecting this week are ones that turn this whole week into its own story, into its own episode, so to speak. And it all starts off with that full moon in your sign that's sextile, or connecting in a very harmonious way, to Uranus, currently retrograde in your 11th house of friendships and social networking. Now, all the while we've got this big theme of finding out who your friends are, Gemini, finding out who your real friends are, and I think that with this full moon talking about a clearing, you know, there may be a point where we have got to take a look and see where some of the newer contacts and, you know, bright, shiny new faces and people in our life might not be an adequate upgrade from the old, from the standbys, you know, the people who've been there, you know, before the good, the bad, and the ugly, before the new job, before the marriage or whatever, right? And this is kind of an interesting week because you find out who your friends are based on the fact that there may be a point where you notice that you are meant to be connecting more to, you know, your past this week. And even if you're not a fan of your past, there are some pieces of you that are to be retrieved by a reunion with a friend that you may have lost touch with, or maybe you felt like wasn't compatible with the life you have presently. Turns out maybe we need to own a little bit of the fact that we never grow out of the good people, and we never actually end up being too good for any of it. Now, I'm not saying you ever did that, but sometimes we accidentally get swept up in a lifestyle or in a behavior that makes us act like we do, even if on accident. Also this week, we've got Jupiter in your 5th house of love and romance, forming a consistent sextile with Saturn in that 7th house of partnerships. And this is a week where a lot of Gemini people are just going to be having so much fun in love, because we're talking about making things secure and entertaining at the same time. Those of you who may have been playing the field will most likely find out who the best match is this week. So if you've been kind of playing your own version of Bachelor or Bachelorette, this is definitely going to be the time where we find out who the real winner is. But also we have the energies of these for established couples actually kind of bringing in a whole new way to bond, a whole new bonding activity, or a whole new bonding experience to create a greater depth of intimacy in your relationship. And even if you're thinking, oh my god, Nico, I'm already 1 foot out the door, that can't be possible, you know, if you actually pay attention, this may be the week where you see, again, that opportunity unfold and show up for you. Because Saturn is working on kind of getting rid of the clutter to make room for the better. And so I think that honestly a lot of you are going to be quite pleased with the surprise that comes from this week-long episode, this week-long special, you know, that's going on for everyone. Everyone's kind of having their 3-parter, you know, one of those sort of TV kind of special type things. So what is going on with your cards, we may ask then? Well, Gemini, for your spiritual advice, again, we've got the Blood Month, and I think we got this last week as well. And the Blood Month, again, talks about making sure that we understand everything this week is for keeps. What we put on the table, what we take off the table, everything is for keeps. Now, when I say for keeps, you know, I don't mean permanent, but I do mean, you know, long-lasting. And so you need to be able to pay attention to what people are saying and doing, because everyone is very serious. And I think that you're going to be noticing that there's going to be a nice platform of honesty going on here, you know, where everyone is going to be telling the truth, everyone is going to be letting their true intentions be known deliberately and articulating it with words and actions at the same time. So second guessing might not necessarily be necessary all the time. However, for yourself, the blood month can say people will also be taking you extra seriously this week. So if you find that you may accidentally say something out of anger or out of hurt, be prepared to have way more of an impact from that happen to the other person than you could have intended, so it's important to stay grounded. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the Ten of Pentacles inverted. And this card is kind of an interesting card to get because it does talk about some kind of boost coming this week, but this boost isn't going to last forever. Okay, now we talk about a boost. This could be a boost in money, something that kind of, maybe we're used to only making X amount of dollars a week. Well, this week we're going to be making double that. It's just a special boost or a special bonus for you this week. And the Ten of Pentacles inverted is still a good card in that regard because it is kind of showing, again, that short-term boost or that short-term supplement coming into you. But the Ten of Pentacles inverted is saying, be careful, there may be folks around who already have plans for that time or for that money, and they shouldn't be spending it all willy-nilly. This could be a situation going on in family where you may find that, a child or a spouse is already considering what to do with money that's not come yet, and that won't necessarily be coming again next week. So we've got to make sure that everyone stays responsible here. Financially, though, when it comes to a new job, we are kind of getting off to a very, very strong flying start. But again, I want you to pay attention to this new job with the Ten of Pentacles inverted. Something about this position or the responsibilities you're given are not permanent. The job could be permanent, but we may actually find that our profile shifts much more quickly than we could have expected. For your communications with air when it comes to your friends and the relatives and the others in your life, we have the Nine of Swords upright. And this can be a card of anxiety, and I feel like a lot of you Gemini people may be finding out that a friend or a relative is maybe on the verge of doing something a bit drastic that you know that they should not. And sometimes with the Nine of Swords, a lot of this is all just sort of like a survival program. It's a fear reaction, and you may be in a situation where you do need to talk this person out of making a very, very rash and very, very serious decision they are going to regret, and sometimes they need to be able to be in a much more grounded is the word, headspace before they actually make something that is for keeps, and you don't necessarily know what this is in a general reading for thousands of Geminis out there. This could be, this could be somebody thinking about quitting their job, or moving, or breaking up, or getting a divorce, and it's absolutely not the right thing for them to do, but they're doing it out of again, it's based on emotion. It might not necessarily be the most thought out. So talking this person off a ledge might be a bit of a challenge, but it is so noble and necessary if you can. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Justice card inverted. And this card is basically saying you've got to pay attention to where being fair and being just is, more important than maybe whether or not a person's going to be able to understand or appreciate that right away. Okay, because the Justice card inverted can talk about needing to make sure that things stay fair and balanced always. You may find yourself in a position where being fair means that you are sticking up for somebody who, you didn't think deserved it, but now you find out that they do deserve to be stuck up for. You may find out that this week, you are being given a lot of favorite treatment by the boss or by a teacher, but you might need to actually find a way to share that benefit with, with other people who are also clearly deserving. The Justice card inverted can also say, again, very much like that Nine of Swords, there could be a situation with a friend or a relative or someone close who, you need to actually kind of play the devil's advocate so they can understand fairness as well. It might not be easy to do, because sometimes when people really kind of go crazy, they don't like the idea that you, the person who is their friend or their close one, is not necessarily just blindly taking their side. But it must be done. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we've got the Seven of Pentacles upright. This card is very interesting because I am seeing a lot of you single Geminis finding yourselves in a position where, again, we're waiting for the cream to rise from the crop, especially those of you who are dating, and it will happen this week. a lot of you may actually benefit from a bit of a hands-off attitude when it comes to love and romance. And if you've been watching me for a while, you know hands-off is not something I advocate regularly. And with the Seven of Pentacles, it's actually saying that a lot of you Gemini people are going to be, again, noticing a bit more productivity, but also a lot more enthusiasm, a lot more initiative from your partner this week. You know, they are going to be trying to put you in a position where you can put your feet up when it comes to handling the relationship or matters at home or matters with family and kids and things like that. In fact, the Seven of Pentacles is also saying that a partner or a crush may actually give you some kind of news about progress they've made on a big dream or a big goal the two of you have had together, but they went out and did it on their own. You may have thought that you were supposed to do this thing together, but they took care of it on their own time anyway. Don't be mad at them. This is all for the best, and it is still good news. So that is your forecast, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you would like to ever get a session with me, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.